So I think we are live in a moment. Yes. Okay. So we didn't really promote this. So for anybody who stumbles upon this, we are typing Whitney Houston, which we may or may not agree about her type, and let's just see where it goes. Oh, TJ. Who's TJ? Oh, Thomas. Okay. Duh. It's like, is this an alt? Hello, Thomas.
Hi.
Yeah, we're just starting now.
Are you recording it?
Yeah, it's on the internet.
Oh shit. Am I allowed to swear?
Okay, so I'm going to, if you guys would make sure to let me know if I am just sharing a browser. This is just my browser, right?
Yeah.
Looks like it.
Thank you. And... Oh yeah, so I forgot, Zoom makes it only be like the person who's talking's thing in the corner, so if you guys want to remind me to keep turning it back to just the grid. So yeah, we're typing Whitney Houston. The beautiful Whitney Houston. One might say she's so beautiful that she must be a 3. Do you guys get impressions off her? Just looking at photos. This is so ill prepared. We're sorry, Whitney, we're dishonoring you.
I know. I love Whitney so much.
Yeah, like, well,
yeah, to me, like a 3.
Whitney Houston song.
Oh. Oh my God, I love this song so much. And I consider it like the ultimate 3-wing 4 song. It's, oh my God, I'm forgetting the name and I'm such a bad singer and I cannot attempt a Whitney Houston song. It's the one that's like, I have nothing if I don't have you. Like,
song's called. I don't think she wrote her songs though, right? Like it was like L.A. Reid and like a bunch of other people that wrote her songs though, right?
Yeah.
I guess Annie doesn't know Whitney, so it's all fresh.
I mean, I've heard Whitney Houston. I've heard songs before. I don't really know
Think of
what
it
was
as nothing, but I think that's not the name of the actual song.
It looks like I Have Nothing is a song.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have nothing.
Okay.
That one.
Yeah, I love that song.
What about you, Thomas? Do you have a fave?
A great one. There's so many.
I know.
Not me Googling Whitney Houston songs right now.
You know,
Queen of the Night.
Have you ever looked at like what the top #1 song is when you were born? Mine was a Whitney Houston song. It wasn't I Am Nothing. It was like All the Children or something like that. But I feel like that's cool.
Yeah, I like more like her dancey ones, like like Queen of the Night and Love is a Contact Sport is one of my favorite ones. And then I really like the one from the Annie Lennox cover she did, even though it's like kind of lame. It was like step by step for that Preacher movie, that Preacher Man movie. And also there's her just classics, like So Emotional and I Want to Dance with Somebody. And
I Want to Dance with Somebody, but my favorite one is I'm Nothing.
Okay, the duet that she has with Mariah Carey from, I think, is it The Prince of Egypt? When You Believe. Isn't that from that movie?
I don't know. She was.
Yeah, it's Prince of Egypt, which is so random, but it's good. And like
Mariah
Whitney
Carey.
Houston and Mariah Carey on one song. It's kind of amazing. Also, I love the like the Brandy, like the Cinderella duet that she did. with Brandy and the behind the scenes footage of Whitney Houston trying to like record with Brandy, and she's like, why are you singing way down here? You need to be like way up here. Great.
Watch that.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, but we should watch that.
Oh man, I feel like it comes up all the time because it's so funny. Here, let me find it.
Wait, it's
The
It also
Cinderella.
seems very 3 Wing 4 already. Like, come on, bitch. Like, sing on key.
yeah, I didn't even know that she had duets with people. I feel like she's a solo artist to me.
Oh, here it
visually,
is. If you
I feel like
Google,
I'm seeing a general. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, what are you seeing?
Oh, I feel like I'm seeing like a general like sparkliness and purple, but also that might just be the 80s. um, yeah, but I don't know. And also like the smile she has reminds me of the way Nine Fixers tend to smile, which doesn't really make any sense, but I don't know. I feel like if she had a different gut fix, the smile would be like less, I don't know, magazine cover appropriate, if that makes sense.
Definitely has a 9 fix.
Yeah, she's very soft. Like I even was like, maybe she's a 9, and then I was like, no, this is 3, I think. Did you send the link, Thomas, or
oh, yeah, 1 second.
we can also just watch one of
Here.
her.
In the chat or where?
Yeah, the chat.
But yeah, her smile is like super bright, and she looks friendly. Like when she's smiling, it's like, wow, she looks really nice. But I feel like she can probably turn that off and on if she wants to, but it's like a beam. Man, she's so cute.
Yeah, there are some interviews where she's definitely got a different vibe, and which is sort of maybe interesting for typology reasons, but
Yeah, I should have put the links to my YouTube. Let's watch Thomas's first because it sounds awesome, but
let me know if it doesn't sound okay. Oops.
I don't hear it. That would be why.
Someone who probably had a lot more energy and who really was Cinderella to me should play the part, and I suggested Brandy. She called me one day all hype. I was like, what's going on with me? And she was like, I got this project. Deborah and I have this project, and we want you to do this movie called Cinderella, and we want you to play Cinderella. And I said, I thought you were gonna be Cinderella. She's like, I'm 33 now. I'm not quite feeling like Cinderella. No, honey, I'm not gonna be Cinderella. I want you to be Cinderella. And I started screaming. I ran around the house.
I love Brandy. She must be a 7, like.
I told my mom, I said, Mom, what do you want to do? She said under one condition, that I was her fairy godmother.
Brandy's life was actually turning into a real Cinderella story. In fact, Whitney's been like a fairy godmother to Brandy ever since they met. Brandy had been a longtime fan of Whitney's, and it was the superstar who inspired her when she was just a little girl in Macomb, Mississippi, singing in her father's church.
I told my dad that
It's kind of more about
I wanted
Brandy.
to do this for a living. I wanted to be like Whitney Houston. She is often called a mentor, which is flattering. She's standing. This is a very, very historical moment, though. For me. I'm not standing next to you. I'm the fairy godmother, and that's kind of cool. Isn't that cool? I mean, yeah. I mean, you're the perfect Cinderella, and I'm your fairy godmother. I like this project because it consisted of a rainbow cast of people, Asian Americans, African Americans, Caucasian Americans, and, you know, it's never been done that way before. I wish I could go to the ball. All the wishes in the world are pop.
I want to say that comment she just made probably speaks to her not being social blind or having a 6, because I think that she's talking about that stuff before it became popular, because she died in 2012, was it? Yeah. So
Something
I
like
want to say like her having like that social awareness of like the impact that has on like creations and care like Hollywood and stuff, like just seems like not social blame. But anyway.
Cocktail twaddle.
Who are you?
I'm your fairy godmother, honey. She's my fairy godmother. I'm so excited. Someone wants you. You know who. Fairy godmother's sassy. She's honest, very direct, loving, very motherly. She's comforting. She's all the things that you want a godmother to be.
At last, the moment has arrived.
Maybe this is why she descended into drug like from doing this role. That's interesting. She's almost like projecting in some ways, describing the fairy godmother. Like she's motherly, she's loving, I mean, I'm leaning three wing too right now, but I could be swayed.
I also think though it's like kind of three, like, I don't know, to me at least, we can cut this part, but like as a three wing four, it's like you want to be unique, but at the same time, especially as you get older, I relate to that wanting like a protege or someone like you groom kind of like in your own image, like you be the Cinderella, like, but like because you're, you know, and so it's like you kind of get to shape them a little bit.
The positive vibes emanating from this video are so intense, and I don't know if that's like just the way it's edited and presented, because obviously it's Cinderella, so that might be part of it. But I'm like, wow, that's kind of unpalatable to me.
I feel like she says positive things, but she's doing it in kind of this like,
Yeah, her voice is so like velvety. Like I feel like she's trying to seduce you with her voice. So I'm seeing two influence somewhere.
That might be SX.
Yeah, yeah, because that can be hard, eh? Because I think she might be sexual social. So then that does mirror 2E and 90 kind of qualities, and 70 on some level too. A little bit.
Can we find some like older interviews
Yeah.
where it's like actually her for most of it too?
Okay, we'll look at that.
But I didn't see the part where she's like
I
criticizing how
wanted to
she's
really,
singing.
like, critical.
I know, I love that part. She's like kind of trying to be nice about it, but also not pulling punches.
Thank you much. Better than you and your boyfriend
So that one will make me cry. Okay, where is it?
For all of you who have been waiting to see Whitney in concert, we've got some good news for you. Whitney is kicking off her summer tour tomorrow, right here in Chicago, June 22nd, and then she'll be performing all over the country to reach the people, feel them, you know? That's an entertainer's, if you are an entertainer and a performer, then it is necessary for a performer who is any kind of performer to reach the people, to feel them, to touch them, so they could, you know, it's a give-take thing, you know, it's a love thing.
To maintain contact.
Yes, you do. Yeah.
And it's quite different, I imagine, than being in a studio.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's very, it's cold, you know?
Yeah. What do you feel like when you're up there dancing? I mean, during the commercial break, I said, aren't you?
Do you guys have thoughts on what she just said there?
I feel like it's SXSOE, like they're the most natural born performers.
Yeah,
And also maybe like image type needing an audience, and like in a studio you don't
right
have that not withdrawn, probably.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You worried your boobs are gonna fall out of this? Dolce and Gabbana corset? No,
Excuse me,
no.
Oprah.
You have to have wardrobe that secures everything. You know what I mean? That's right. So you know things are gonna stay where it's supposed to be. Oh yeah, they better. They better. Well, they'll get more of a show than they really deserve. Right.
Oh, they're getting more of a show than they deserve. I mean, that does sound like a 3 or a 7 thing to say.
Something about these, like her like haircut and mannerisms make me think like 7 Wing 8 energy, but I don't know.
Right. But what does it feel like, even just in a small audience like this?
Sorry, no, that was all.
Where people, you can tell the people are for you. It is the best feeling in the world. I mean, it's like a joy that you cannot even like imagine. You know, it's just a love. It's a love thing with a whole bunch of people instead of just one. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of love coming at you. You know, and I want to know what you do when you're just at home being Whitney. I just read this article. What are you talking?
I mean, I don't want to buzz type, but that does make me lean sort of 3 Wing 2 or 3 Wing 4. Just like there's like an exchange of love with the audience. Like,
Well, I think it's just 3. Like to me, it's less about her loving them and more about them loving her.
but isn't that what it all? You know, it's
It's an exchange, but it's like I don't necessarily feel. I feel like it's more about them loving her.
Talking about how much fun and how much laughter you all have at home. We laugh a lot. You do. My kitchen is the laughing place. We get in the kitchen, you know, like all black families get in the kitchen. Yeah. You know, you can have a great dining room, a great. The white folks do that too, right? You get in the kitchen. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Really in the kitchen. Yeah. I mean, we be loud, eating and talking.
Yeah, she's way more sassy in this interview than in ones that I've watched last night. She's like really on.
Mm-hmm.
What is she on?
High on the Whitney supply, all right, honey.
Do you think that's more indicative of like is she picking up that sassiness is what's like acceptable and endearing here, or is that like more like her true self and then she's like more reserved in other contexts? I have no idea. I'm just asking.
Yeah, that's a good point because there's one interview that she did, which I don't know if I have it open, and it was Bobby Brown was sitting in there watching her, and she obviously was like maybe like on something or like hungover or something, and her whole vibe was like bad girl. Like she was doing this sort of like where I was like, wow, that's really incongruent with the other stuff that I watched of her. And then I was like, oh, here comes Bobby. That's why. So it could be, I think it's a 3 thing. Yeah, like shifting, or maybe a like 3 or 9 thing, like shifting the vibe to fit the room. Does that make sense? Like, does that seem right to you, Bisu?
Well, I also just think it can be her mood. I mean, to me, I was like, even just, I know some people think 3 Wing 4s are like stone cold all the time, but I actually don't see it that way. It's very moody. It's like if you're feeling bubbly, you can be bubbly. If you're feeling usually like maybe not bubbly, then you won't be. It's like 3 Wing 2, I find much more consistent. Consistently warm, consistently like presenting, and 3 Wing 4 has a tendency to be, unless they're like very scripted and rehearsed and managed, like more moody.
Okay, yeah, that could be a good point.
From that interview, it just seems like she's having a really good time, and it seems very genuine to me that she's just having fun with it.
Which is possible for 3.
Yeah, like it doesn't seem like it's put on or like she's really
No, I agree.
trying to be a certain way.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I think with moodiness, like you if you're in a good mood, you're gonna be bubbly and like excitable, and if you're not, you're not.
And talking, yeah, just with my friends, the people I know. And are you cooking in the kitchen, or do you like have people who cook for you? Oh, no, Oprah, no. No? Whitney don't cook. Whitney.
Said no actual two ever though, even though they don't cook. They pretend to cook.
No. Bobby cooks. Bobby cooks. And what's his best meal? Well, I mean, he does a mean honey catfish. Honey catfish. Girl, let me tell you. Yes, but there must be something, like my friend Gail doesn't cook, but she can do scrambled eggs. So there must be something I can do. Yes, something I can do. Okay, I can make spaghetti. You can make. Well, everybody thinks they can make spaghetti. If you, does everybody can make it? Though. You can make it. Yeah. With the sauce and the whole deal. I have Italians in my family also, so you do. Yes, I do. Yes. Okay, and you don't mean ragu. No. We don't mean ragu. No, we talking about homemade kind of stuff. I don't do like that. Lori does that stuff. I don't do. Oh, really, Lori? Lori. Okay. So are you one of the people in the kitchen, cousin Lori? Sometimes, yes. Yeah, mother's not usually. Yeah. So do you guys? Okay, we're just trying to get an idea. Like when you're not singing, you're not on tour. Right. You wake up. Are you dressed like in crazy looking real? Oh. So you're not like diva dressing like? No, we're not like this. You're not like this. No, we're not beat hair. No. We are not cute. You just around. No. We are not cute in the mornings. We're like everybody else, We have to brush our teeth and wash our faces, that kind of thing. But I would think you would wake up looking pretty good. I would probably think so. Yeah, well, that's all that matters. That's all that matters.
She's doing like a bit of kind of 60s stuff, but not like a lot. So not very much. I'm not 100% on her head fix. You'd have to be 60.
Do you want to look at a different interview?
Yeah, sure. She's very like assertive and on in this one though. That's like a good.
It seems a bit much.
There's like do we have an idea of what Oprah's Enneagram is? Because I feel like most people say like social 3, and then like if they're both social 3s, would that like if they're
Yeah, that's a good point. She could be. I don't know.
I also feel like, I don't know, she seemed comfortable taking up space, and I feel like most people are pretty settled on 3 at that point, but it's like either assertive or like reactive with a lot of assertive or something like that. Or not reactive, compliant with a lot of assertive. Like with the, Lori does that stuff for me.
Yeah, she's definitely doing like kind of, I mean, she is doing some things that I would say are maybe 3 and 4-ish, and that she's like referring to her health and like she's kind of doing some of those. But yeah, I hadn't seen that interview. She's very like soft and gentle in some of the other ones. So I should stop sharing while I'm doing this.
I wish there's one I found, but I need to find a timestamp. I can just share what now it doesn't come off the same, but she's talking about diva-ness.
Oh yeah, I've seen her describe herself or be described as a diva.
But it was funny. She's just like, diva just means you're the creme de la creme. Like very vain.
Here, she's got, yeah, maybe you're right about 3 and 4.
I think it's simply because you all haven't heard all that you're going to hear from me. I think that's why, and it's been a long period of time that you haven't heard from me. So I think that to you it sounds like it's something that I've worked on, but to me it's a very natural thing. I haven't worked on anything, it just comes that way. So
I wonder if that's true. There's a lot of confidence in.
There's a lot of things that we're still going to see from you.
See and hear, yes, absolutely.
And you're also planning to become a movie star. I mean, you've signed a contract with 20th Century Fox, a movie company. What kind of roles would you like to play?
Well, I don't plan on becoming a movie star. I just want to do some acting. If movie stardom comes to be, then so be it. But I don't have any particular role that I'd like to play, only one that I can play that I can actually get into, you know, something that I can truly identify with and have some fun with, you know. I think that's basically the goal. Acting is just an extension.
Yeah, this is like a totally different vibe than the Oprah one. It's like now she's very serious. She's like in this one, I'm even like, is she one fixed? Like this is very buttoned up and like proper, you know? Like it's kind of
This feels a lot more like a persona.
this might speak to her being a 369 though, if she keeps like shape shifting like this. Like
Yeah.
yeah, this does feel like a persona, you're right.
Which makes sense. I mean, it's like it's earlier in her career. I think she's probably a bit less confident and is maybe a bit more conscious of how she's presenting herself and the impression that she's making.
She comes from like a churchy family, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of entertainment to me, you know, unlike it's different from the music industry, but it's really just another world of entertainment that I'd like to venture into.
I heard something about
Side hustle.
you like to play a big fat woman.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah. You know, it's something that I thought about at one time. There was a script that I had.
She's really trying to salvage this one. She's probably like drunk or something when she said it. Like, oh God, did I say that?
It was a Dreamgirls script, and the part of the woman in the actual play Dreamgirls was one played by a heavyset woman who actually at some point in the career loses the weight and really gets her thing together, you know, becomes more conscious of her look. It was very appealing to me to play a heavyset person, being that I never have been heavy. So I just thought it would be a lot of fun and an experience. It would be like to be a...
Poor Whitney would
I
be.
just want to say there's something like like cool as she is and like warm. I just get something a little pretentious about her that like I associate more with 3-wing-4 than 3-wing-2. Like even though she kind of hides it well.
I'm starting to come around to 3-wing-4. I think she has like some super ego influence though, so I don't know if it's like
Probably say 6, 10.
oh my God. Okay. I'm honestly now I'm like, does she have a 1? Is what I'm actually wondering, which could be way off. I kind of hate doing these live streams. But yeah, like Thomas said, it could be a persona.
Heavyset kind of person.
But why do these roles appeal to you? Is that because you'd like to show
Oh,
people
because
that
it's
you could do something
sure,
very different?
sure, because it's different and it's fun. It's you know, it's a, you know, the one main thing about this whole business is to enjoy it and to have some fun while you're working at it. You know, I think that was really my whole concept of playing a heavy set person, someone who was heavy, I should say, not fat, because I don't like to be called skinny, so I hate to say people are fat. You know, I'd like to say pleasantly plump or heavy. It's just an exciting thing to be able to make the transitions, you know, of different characters or different looks or different, you know, styles and things like that, which are very, very appealing to me.
Is that because you like to surprise people?
I like to surprise myself most. I think I like to see what I've got, you know, and you only know what you've got until you try it. you know, and basically that's what it was. I don't think I want to shock people or surprise people. I think people are already shocked and surprised no matter what I do for some very strange reason or another. It's just something that I just wanted to do. It was no real big thing. In what way?
This is kind of disastrous. I kind of can't get past the vibe shift. Are you guys getting any typological impressions off this?
I want to surprise myself thing sounds kind of competency to me. I mean, that would make sense, I guess, but I don't know. I feel like when you were and Sophie were typing me, you had a similar thing of like, oh, you do this, you pick up this new thing for fun, and then you're like, I want to prove to myself I can do it. It's no big thing. And that's like almost the exact same rationale here.
It seems also kind of like Seven influence of like needing to expand their like realm, like, you know, new possibilities. She mentioned fun a bunch. Like, what's the point in this industry of doing anything unless you're having fun with it and enjoying yourself? But also being like excellent at it, or seeing what you might be excellent at. It seems like she maybe has an idea that she could do pretty much anything, like a superhero kind of complex. That seems, I'm getting 3-7.
Yeah, she's kind of confusing me. I'm like, she's either 369, 379, or dare I say maybe even a one fix. Probably not a one fix, but okay.
People shop, what do you mean? You know, very normal things. You know how the media will take a very simple situation. I think I remember reading once in the British press, Whitney is, oh, it was just so dramatic. Whitney is tired of being a star. She doesn't want to be a star anymore. Oh, she's, you know, that whole thing. And it had nothing at all to do with that. She's very uncomfortable with her stardom, and which is totally not true. I am very comfortable with my position. There are times when I get...
Yeah, that was some social awareness with 3, I think, there. That's like my position.
She sounds like a 1700s royal talking about being a pop star.
Yeah, she is kind of like snooty and lofty and like this. The ones I watched last night, she was very like, didn't have this vibe. This is so interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, there was I don't know, Liz was just talking because she was overhearing it, and she said, I thought it was interesting how the question preceding, when she was asked like, are you doing it for others or for yourself, and she doesn't seem like she's answering in a contrarian way per se. She seems to be like going toward the spirit of the question, and that might point more toward a 6 fix. Also, I feel like if it's a 6-wing 7, she'd be like bubbly and loud and stuff on occasion, but also have times when she's being a lot more reserved.
Yeah, 6-wing 7s also have a thing with like fun and like lots of ideas and like 6-wing 7 fixers and stuff still have that kind of ADHD thing.
Kind of tired of being in this position. I'd like to pass off to somebody else. I'd like to say, you know, I wish I had a double sometimes saying, you know, will you do this job for me? Will you go and to this meeting? Will you make this decision for me? You know, that kind of thing. I think, and that's a very, I think anybody in my position.
Maybe that's a little bit 9 fix right there.
That's very 9 fix.
I don't want to have to do the things. I don't want to have to make decisions. What do you think, Thomas? Because she would be your Trifix. Are you getting that from this?
I don't know. Maybe.
Bisu?
Maybe I'm a little curious about her head fix, mental fix, but I don't know. I think it could make sense with 369, and because Sexual Social is more out there, you know, so it's like a little bit of a difference 369, but I don't know, I need to think more.
Yeah, I think she has to have something prominent with super ego in her type too. So
Where are you getting the super ego?
from a bunch of the stuff that I watched, I mean, she did grow up in like a churchy family though, so I don't know if that's like taking on ideals from others or if it comes. I think she does have super ego, like, and also like I was watching some of the stuff and I ended up spending a lot more time on this part with Robin, like the lady that she was like her best friend that she was in like a sort of relationship with, like a secret relationship with, and um yeah, just the way that she was very like careful. I mean, this could just be image stuff, but the very careful about people knowing, you know, they had to draw a line in the sand. It had to be this way because it would interfere with like, I don't know, the plan and all that. I guess maybe that's not super ego, but that could just be 3.
Yeah, I think that might just be 3.
Because it was
Or it
like
could be
almost
3
like
with
it's
like,
not proper, like they would be seen as not proper, but that could just be 3 awareness.
It could, I don't know, it's weird, like I see her more as like a 369 than a 379 because 369 seems a little more unstable to me in my experience. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I see what you mean, where a 7 fix can
They're a little more chill
anchor,
with the 9.
yeah, can anchor them more versus like triple adapt. Is that what we're saying? Triple adapters, adaptation, or shapeshifters. Yeah, I feel like the 379 Trifix people I know, there is kind of like a more consistent,
Yeah, they are more.
feeling of consistency.
Weirdly, I would go like I'm 369 or like 371 with like a different type of one thing. Like I don't know. But I don't really see 379.
I could maybe see a 9-wing 1 fix, but it definitely wouldn't be 9-wing 8.
No, 9, yeah, it would be 9-wing 1 and 6-wing 7. I think also we can watch. She seems very 369 here, like 396 even, but she's younger.
The studio since I was 12. My mom took me to the studio, and I've been working professionally since I was 12 years old. You know, and I said, I want to be a singer. You know, she said, you want to be a singer? You really do? I said, yeah, I really do. So she said, okay, let's go. And she took me by my hand, and that was it. But I feel no pressure from those two. I mean, I have nothing to prove. I give myself, and that's it. That's all I have to give. It's not all it's cracked up to be. It ain't all the glamour and all that stuff. It's hard work. It's a lot of work. But when you love it, it feels good. My face being shown all the time certainly doesn't hurt at all. And people in the modeling business really never knew that I did sing. So when they found out that I did sing, it was like, oh, so besides that, you can sing. So let's deal with that too, you know. So it's just one feeds off another, you know. They're both.
Yeah, she's doing a lot of like 3 bragging and then 6, but like I'm just one of the people type sort of. But not really, 3.
Yeah, I think maybe a 3-7 would be like less humble braggy and more comfortable and like taking that, I don't know, her role as an icon. She looks tired here. I'm wondering if that might be part of it, like if she's just been working very hard and that's coming across as more of the 9 stuff. Like she, I don't know. I can see like she's giving me the impression of an image type who has like had a long day but is still doing image at the same time.
Yeah, she's very soft here. Like she doesn't have it all the same vibe, but like here, she's very sharp here and like alert. Not, but then here she's sort of like also tired, but in a different way. Hello, Saudette. Who is this? Do you care to join?
They both give one another. I don't really know how I really would describe myself as a singer. I just sing, you know. That's what I do. I just sing.
It's definitely like reinforcing 3. I don't think anyone is questioning that as a core type.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think she probably is like 3, 6, 9.
And her saying there's nothing wrong with her face being shown everywhere. To me, I'd be like, oh my God, please do not show my face everywhere. Like I would feel, or at least I even if I liked it, which I probably wouldn't, I wouldn't say that I liked it because that would be like cringe to say. You know what I mean? Like she is comfortable with being in the spotlight.
Mhm.
In fact, she needs to be in the spotlight. But she worked hard. It's not all glamour, she says.
I wonder too, like how the other reason I was thought maybe 3 wing 2, but it doesn't actually mean 3 wing 2, is that she took in that guy, who I think murdered Bobby Christina, right? She took in that guy as a boy. He tried to get their money. I don't actually remember what happened with the case. And then Christina married him. Bobby Christina married him. Like she took in this stray like kid. I mean, that's a mean way to describe it, but she took in this like kid, and then he basically kind of like preyed on their family to get money. You don't know about that?
No.
He was there too, I think, when she died. I'm not sure, but
Who is this?
what's his name? Oh my God, why am I so slow today? Nick Gordon. I think he killed her. And he died too. It's all very tragic. It's all just so tragic. Like probably poor little Bobby Christina was like a 369 or something too, or like a 963, and like because I watched interviews of her where she's just trying to like be like her mom, and it's like the saddest thing ever.
Isn't Elvis also sexual social 3?
Yeah, is he 3 wing too?
Yeah, 3 wing 2.
But that seems like a thing of like that stacking, having like being in the spotlight and then it kind of being a disaster.
God, and they all
one way or
die in the
another.
bathroom.
Yeah.
She had a more dignified one though. Wait, how did Corey Haim? He died of an overdose too, right? Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
She kind of reminds me of Corey Haim actually. There's like this, like when she's younger at least, not when she's older, but because yeah, they both almost sort of hardened in some ways actually with age, but we could watch a little bit more. I don't know who that person was that came on and then left. Okay. Do you guys remember where you were when you found out Whitney Houston died?
No.
I remember it.
I remember the feeling. I don't remember exactly where I was.
I was driving. I was in the passenger seat in Los Angeles going to a thing when I was visiting there, and I found out Whitney Houston died, and it felt like weirdly, like it was like nearing the end of my LA trip, and it just felt so horrifying, like this beautiful, iconic, like starlet dies, like kind of, I mean, I made it about me, but it was about beautiful Whitney. Okay.
Me for the icy, tense atmosphere at our interview in New York.
Icy,
her new
tense
CD,
atmosphere.
My
There you
Love
go.
Is Your Love. Whitney arrived an hour and a half late gave the evil eye to everyone in the room, and in an act of defiance in an elegant setting, kicked her shoes off and stuck her stocking feet on the table.
She sounds like you, Sue.
Oh my God.
An angry woman. Okay, now this is the first interview for the new record. You are rolling out the publicity and the press machine. Tell me how you feel about that.
That's a very fine line, you know. I love what I do. I love making music. I love that the people love what I do. Then there's a side to it that is a little more than one can take at times, you know. There's a lot of demands made upon an artist who has a product out that you must support if you care anything about it at all.
Weird to frame it as like a product. Like, yeah, that's more 3 stuff, I think. I guess she didn't write her music, but still, she like made it hers. But
and then there's the press, you know, and you have to do that again. You know, so it's like.
So how do you steel yourself, you know, for getting out and doing it all again? And what do you say to yourself?
You focus on what, you know, your objectivity is, you know, and it's about music, you know, it's about relating to people who love your music and buy it. And if you can keep that in mind, you know, it's worth it. You don't get sidetracked and get bitter.
I always look.
oh, this is so sad. She does not seem very happy here. I hate Bobby. I hate Bobby Brown. The way that she's talking about it all is very like 369 kind of to me. Like, it's for other people. Like, it's as long as the customers are happy, basically. Like,
Right.
role.
And like emphasizing the hardship, and with the 3, keeping your eye on the prize.
And the 9 being tired.
Aw. Yeah, I think I don't know. What do you guys like? So me and Sue are leaning 3 wing 4. What are you guys thinking? 3 wing 2 or 3 wing 4?
If she's not a 3 wing 4, where would the regal influence be coming from? Would it be like maybe 1 wing 9, or as opposed to 1 wing 2, or not 1 wing 9, 9 wing 1, or 6?
I feel like her stacking can be like that. Like SXSO can be like diamond in the sky kind of thing, like unattainable, beautiful from a distance kind of thing. That maybe would give some of that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Contra. Yeah. Yeah, I think sexual social 3 wing 4, 9 wing 1, 6 wing 7. I'm not sure the order of the fixes, to be honest. But that's kind of the problem with the 369s.
Right. It doesn't, with 369, the order of the fixes doesn't matter as much. I would almost say 6-second because of how she's less consistent, you know, more changeable from interview to interview or mood to mood, but I don't think either way it really matters.
Okay. Well, we could, do you guys have anything else you want to say about Whitney Houston or watch? Or we could have a little in our seats dance party to some Whitney Houston.
Dance party.
Wow.
Where's
Yeah.
my phone?
I have to go.
Okay.
Are you doing any other thing?
No, no.
Wait, what's happening?
Yeah, sorry. I've
Oh,
been
sorry.
muting. Yeah, worlds separate.
Do you want to join us on the dance party too?
If there's a dance party, she will join. I can't tell if Thomas just really doesn't want to be in a dance party or if he actually has to go.
I've decided to leave.
Good for you, 9. You're asserting your boundaries. Thank you for joining us. We could.
Yeah. I guess one other thing I had in mind was I feel like I was thrown a bit in the beginning by that one Cinderella interview because of how positive it seemed, and I'm like, okay, that might just be her matching the vibe of the interview and the circumstance or whatever, because she seemed like relatively comfortable in it. So that was what made me think initially like the 2 stuff influence or the 7 influence stuff, but I don't really see that as much anymore. Yeah. But just because people get depressed doesn't mean they don't have 7 or 2. I don't know. It's just more like she seems more comfortable in that like being admired or as her own island than being admired for like what she does for others, like more for what she puts out. But I don't know.
Here's like one point against her being, yeah, like wing 2, because she would be 269 like adjacent.
Mhm.
I've noticed like a lot of like the 3-wing 269s like that I've just seen randomly on shit like Selling Sunset or whatever. They always have a real sob story. Like they always, it's like if there's like the 3 doing the genesis, like the origin story, but 3-wing 269, it's like I used to be homeless and I ate scraps from the gutter that had piss on them, and like she doesn't do any of that. Like
There's so many accents in one sentence.
she kind of has like the victim sort of thing in some ways, but she's not really the one selling it. It's more other people seeing it, like where she's not really wanting you to engage with it. It's I didn't notice her really doing that in any interview. It's more just like, oh, we know Bobby's hurting her, and like we know that like people have taken advantage of her, and but she's not using it. And I think there was that stuff about her maybe being molested by Dee Warwick. Was it Dee Warwick? So she didn't ever want people to know that. So I don't know if it was true or not, but I don't know. I feel like when you got that 269, you might want to have your sob story get its time in the sun, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like could be like a really shitty take though. And I think 3-wing 4s want to seem more like strong or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think you can see like when you have triple triangle with triple frustration wings, like you can get more of that back and forth between sometimes you're very like very nicey and other times it's like I can't contain it, like I'm spazzing out, or like it's like I'm more sharp like type of thing. So whereas 3-wing 2 is, I just think she's too, I don't know, pretentious might not be the right word, regal maybe the more dignified word, but like to me, even when she was like being the godmother, it was very much like I made you Cinderella and I'm being this like godmother, and like I'm the one still like the diva in the show, you know?
Yeah, that is kind of a 3 aging arc too, eh? Like where it's like, and there's probably some deep well of envy in there as well at the same time.
But so then you rather like take over and like control it than like just get aged out. It's like, oh, I'm gonna take control and I'm gonna cast the Cinderella and I'm gonna be like the fairy godmother, like leading the show.
Yeah, that makes sense actually. Yeah, and it makes sense that she would have triple frustration as her like shadow type, like that she would have the like 471 or 417, giving her that bite. 4369. Yeah, I like that typing for her. Sorry?
You might have gone over this already, and I'm not just like very observant of instincts, but like where did sexual dom come from? Was it just like not social blind, contra, like I don't know.
Yeah, we had talked like a bit about it before. She's very like there's something very like she kind of fits the archetype, I guess, of the sexual social, like with the tragic death and everything, but there's also something very vulnerable about her, which is also what you could say is maybe like influence of potentially like her having two or something, but it's like where you sort of want to protect her and she's this like fragile kind of she just kind of seems to exist to be the star.
Yeah, she didn't ever really mention like routine related things when talking about what it took to be an artist, which could speak to like not having self-pres, but
Yeah, but also like sexual socials aren't like splashy like a social sexual, right? Like they're not as
I'm going to test my acquisition.
what?
sorry, unrelated. She's going to test her acquisition.
Well, maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we can have a little Whitney appreciation. I don't know if this will get pulled off YouTube because it's.
Should I tell them about my adventure?
Not right this second.
Yeah, tell us your adventure.
Oh, never mind. Yes, right this
So
second.
I couldn't
Larissa's
sleep.
all for it.
Fell asleep at like 11, and then I woke up at like 3 and was like, shit, I'm gonna miss my thing. So then I went jogging before, and then I'm like, wait, actually there's an estate sale. I'm going to reschedule. So I did that and went into the estate sale, and I got an exercise bike for $5, and it now lives on the porch.
It's
and
a little
I'm going to
rickety,
test
like
it.
1920s style stationary bike. I've never seen anything that existed like it.
I did get you the free piano.
Well,
Did
that's
you want the piano?
not really. Free pianos are available more often than you'd think, and they're usually shitty.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how I would bring it or where to put it.
Okay,
so
yes. Anyway, she's framing this all very positively. She was very sad when she woke up earlier. But
yeah, okay. No one has to see that.
I saw it. I woke up.
I know. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're the one who said you liked the PDA.
I didn't
on
say I
camera.
like it on camera. I said you do PDA on camera.
Oh, well.
Because it
That
makes
must
you
mean it's good because
Yeah.
I do it a lot.
Yes.
Okay, have fun. Why are you on the floor?
I put my shoes on.
Okay. Sorry, yeah.
I mean, we don't have to watch this one. We could watch a different song, but I like this video from The Bodyguard. Highly recommend it. Great movie. In fact, beautiful movie, one might even say.
I'm expecting like the Queen of the Night aria, but that's probably not it.
Motivational song. Actually, some of hers are, eh? Like some good 3. Yeah, favorite. All right.
Nice.
Me and Bisu are both very tired. I think that went okay. That
I've determined it.
I don't even know if anybody watched it on the live. I think maybe people, but whatever. I kind of like doing them live so that I don't have to edit them after. But then they end up being messes. So that's all right. I feel good about her typing sexual. Also, The Bodyguard is like a pretty sexual social 3-wing 4 movie. Even like
Right.
protecting the gem that everybody wants, that everybody can't stop stalking. Okay. Thank you, Bisu and Annie, and Annie's girlfriend.
They're thanking you.
Yay, what am I being thanked for?
Larissa likes sevens.
Oh, okay, cool. I like getting thanked for existing. That's kind of cool.
Well, I hope you all, darlings, have a lovely evening.